Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And today, if you don't mind, I would very much like to continue on answering or addressing or making comment upon these brilliant and wonderful questions that you so kindly submitted to this channel a few months back. I am so honored to receive them, and I remain always inspired by your wonderful and ever-present enthusiasm for this thing that we all love, which is cinema. So thank you so much once again. Thank you very much indeed. It really means a lot. And the next of these great questions, in fact, comes from Aiden Howe. So hello, Aiden Howe. And you ask, on average, how many movies do you watch in a week? So thank you very much for this question. It depends. It depends. Even if I were to try to give an average amount, I'm not quite sure. Some weeks I go without watching anything. And then other weeks I go and I watch quite an intense amount, shall we say. So it really depends. And what does that come down to? It comes down to maybe I'm feeling a little bit lacking in energy for whatever reason. Maybe I had a busy day or busy work schedule that week at my work, for instance. And so after a long day, one feels tired, or I feel very tired, that's for sure. And so maybe I don't have the energy to engage in a particular work. Or maybe I might want to watch one thing, and so I'll put it on, and that'll get me maybe relaxed or something of that sort. You know what I mean? And so that is one scenario, of course. And then another scenario is maybe quite the opposite, which is maybe I feel a certain flow of energy. And so that will enable me, or that will allow me perhaps to want to watch films, as many films as possible. And so that is just, I don't have any set schedule in my head or in my like schedule book or anything like that. I don't have anything of the sort. It's just how I feel in a given particular point in time. So, or the type of things that I feel I'm able to do or not able to do in a given point in time. So when I was younger, when I was a student, I would try to watch a film a day at least. And so I was devouring everything I could find because it was new and fresh and exciting. It was something that I was discovering new things every single day. It was just unbelievable the amount of stimuli that was occurring. And also because my situation was somewhat different than it is now. You know, I didn't necessarily have to work a full-time job, etc. And so that meant that I had some time. I had my studies, of course, but I was able to have some time, a considerable amount of time, in fact, to devote to watching at least a film a day. And so this was going on for a long time during my college years. And I tried my best to continue that to the extent possible after I graduated. But it was, sometimes I was able to, sometimes I was not able to. And then, of course, my lifestyle tended to change after, I started to begin to settle down and get into different rhythms of life schedules, as it were. So that also has, I think, a lot to do with where I find myself right now and the type of habits I have, and that includes the way in which I watch films and the amount of films that I try to watch in a given period, say a given week or so. So again, it really depends. It really depends. I try keep a record of what it is I'm watching, but I don't usually do anything of the sort with Letterboxd. I know some people, a lot of people in fact, have asked me about Letterboxd. Do I use Letterboxd or anything of that sort? And the answer is unfortunately no. I think it's really great, and I'm so happy that it's being used, and I wish I could use it more, but unfortunately it's just I've tried, but I have, how should I put it, it's I think for me YouTube is taking up a lot of my focus in terms of online stuff, and so to have that and then to have something along the lines of Letterboxd. I tried it, but it was very difficult to balance, to be perfectly honest, for me, and that's my own shortcoming. I should really try to go back to Letterboxd one day. But in the meantime, what I do is I have an Instagram account. And on Instagram, it's a little bit easier for me to handle because I think I'm a little bit more used to it. And also, what I do is I put up pictures of titles that, for whatever reason, are on my mind at that particular point. And so, it's not quite a perfect, say, diary or record of what it is I'm watching entirely, but it is something that's something that I use to just try to express to myself and to anyone else who might be interested just what a title or certain titles that I might be thinking about in a given week or a given day. And oftentimes those titles are not necessarily corresponding to what I might be talking about on the YouTube channel at that particular moment. It's sometimes very difficult for me to keep everything in sync. I tend to take some time to try to, maybe too much time perhaps, but I try to take some time, or I need to take some time in order to prepare a particular video discussion. And sometimes during that time period, I'll be also thinking about other films, and so that's the type of pattern it is. And so if you are interested, and if not, that's perfectly fine, no worries at all. But if you are interested, I do have an Instagram account, and so you can check out whatever title I might have on my mind at that particular given day. And so, again, for anyone who's interested, I'll leave the Instagram information in the description box below. But that is maybe sort of, for me, and not quite complete, but it's kind of close there in terms of my current journey, or where it is I'm thinking, or one aspect of that journey that I'm thinking. There are, of course, other films that I am watching or considering that I don't announce or anything. It's type of my own journey, and then I'm trying to digest what it is I've seen, and by the time I'm still doing that, maybe there's something else that comes up or something. So there's actually quite a lot, I would say, that I don't necessarily talk about, but and again, it's not due to anything except just having a lack of time. I wish I had more time to devote to this. Really, it's so much fun, and it's so liberating, and it's really engaging, and I'm meeting so many people who are teaching me so many new things every single day, and so I wish I could devote as much time as I can to this. But I wish I could devote more, but it's a little bit difficult sometimes, and that's true also for film watching. And so, but at the same time, it's all about one's mood, and it's all about one's feelings and one's energy levels, I suppose. And so, and that comes down ultimately to what we watch and how we watch films, as your question so astutely and so correctly points out, Aiden Howe. So again, just to bring it back full circle, so how many movies do I watch in a week? It depends. But I do try, especially when my energy levels are up, to watch as many as possible. So thank you very much for the great question. And how about you? How would you answer the question? I would very much love to hear your responses below. So, my dear friends, thank you so much as always for your time. I very, very much appreciate it. And stay strong and stay safe. And cheers.